Greetings, all of you. You call me Ninjatsu, and welcome here to One Piece Bounty Rush. This time, I'm playing as the Giants. So, giant characters do not have a dodge, they have that block instead. And instead of a perfect dodge, they have a perfect block. They also do not run, and since they can't dodge, their mobility options are more limited. So they just have to walk very slowly. And they also have very slow normal attacks. But on the plus side, their normal attacks have a lot of range. Unfortunately, there are certain characters where that range doesn't really matter, because you're just way too vulnerable being that slow. So both of these giants, neither one of them do well against the following characters: EX Garp, EX Kizaru, and the newly buffed EX Akainu. And the characters that they do well against are pretty much every other character in the game. Unfortunately, this game is very overrun with EX attackers that they stand no chance at all against in a 1v1. That imperfect dodge trick where you don't move when you press the dodge button and don't do any other actions, that also works with the giants. Unfortunately, because they're so big, they cannot dodge the Dressrosa fish with that. Generally speaking, these giants do well in big open areas where their charged up skill can get the most use out of its range. And this also includes areas with elevated platforms that they can reach, like the Fishman stage. These giants are big enough to reach that with some skills and also their normal attacks. Well, 3 EX Kizarus on the opponent's team. This is certainly going to be a match. As you can see, he resists stagger, but I have to rely on normal attacks to get his health low enough to hit him with the skill because he has a trait for that. And it is very difficult to get his health down, especially when he has traits to heal himself right back up. Not to mention how he can just jump scare every treasure area, and that's just about impossible to dodge, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Blue Kaido has become more rare in this meta, but I'm sure people appreciate the medals. These giants do not last very long against Kizaru in a one-on-one. Just one of those things. There's nothing you can really do about this. Now I am playing with crossplay enabled, which may result in lag at times. It may also result in my phone heating up to nuclear temperatures. Yeah, I was walking into this match wondering why I was even recording, thinking I was just cooked the whole time. There's no way to win this. But then, this happened. And with that, victory was clutched. And here's a little intermission to show just exactly what it looks like when you try to 1v1 Garp with one of these giants. It does not go well. Giants are slow and predictable, and their normal attacks take 7 business days to deliver, and you just die. Now at this point, I was about to give up for the night. My phone was burning up, about to die. I was on a losing streak, about to fall out of SS, and I only record these in SS. And I was just not having fun with that. Sometimes you wind up with bad matchups, sometimes you wind up with bad teammates, and sometimes you just wind up with bad luck and get very close to winning. And you can just take a guess at which one of those happened just consistently for several games in a row. And if you guessed a combination of those 3, you would be correct. But also I was just carrying for several games with the highest score and just unable to win anyways. But hey, it happens. I can't really say this is just entirely my teammates' fault. It just happens. Except for the auto-clickers. Now, before Kizaru and Garp, these giants were a lot of fun to play as. But after that, I feel like they already need a buff. Also, they were so powerful that we should all be grateful that we do not have a giant EX character yet. Now, Broggy here is a defender, and he does better against certain characters, like characters that do multi-hits. EX Lucci, for example. And Dorry, he is an attacker, and he does better against runners, surprisingly. And I looked at the traits and thought that Broggy would actually be better, but it turns out that being able to deal more damage is actually better, and Dorry can tank a hit pretty well for an attacker. So I think he might actually be better overall. Not to mention how often that fully charged attack would one-hit KO characters. And how easy it is to remove buff states from characters like Light Shanks, who he just outright counters. I'm kind of surprised they haven't added in more giant characters like Hyruden, but also they would have to put a lot of work in to make those characters unique and also playable in a meta full of characters that just negate them. Good game. If you saw my previous video, I'm sure you already know what my support for dark teams look like. Defender, Zoan, and New World are the most important tags, and then everything else is secondary. Now onto the medals. I went for Kid Pirate's damage reduction. So when my HP is high enough, then I get damage reduction whether or not I'm on a treasure area. This is the best unconditional damage reduction set, where you just need to have your HP high enough. And also these characters have big traits. And also both of these characters want their HP to be above 50% for their traits to work best. So for Broggy, here's his title. Well, that was nice, but onto the medals. And for his medals, I used the same thing. Just damage reduction that's as unconditional as possible. Anyways, that will be all. Until next time.